Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, you're such a cheese ball. I love it.
Aida Mollenkamp is here with us today. Aida's from the Food Network, has a new book out called Keys to the Kitchen, and she is here to teach us a thing or two today, which is going to be fun. But before we start all of this, we want to do a little game, Ask Aida.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's bring it on. Now, first question,
I think
very
I'm gonna
simple.
lose this game.
I don't think so.
No? Okay.
It's
okay.
all the
What is
answers
it?
are right. It's literally just asking questions,
Okay,
right?
good.
What is one food that you always tell people they need to try?
To try, I think, you know, it's not really one particular food. It's kind of just trying something that you might have written off. So, my friend, I know you've written off cilantro.
I know.
Cilantro's a really hard one because it's like soapy for some people, so I understand. But I would try to encourage you to try it in different ways. Maybe put it in a smoothie. Do something to like kind of get out there and explore it.
And I would love to love cilantro. Like, I'm open to that.
You live in Texas.
I
think you should love cilantro.
I get so much crap on a daily basis for not liking cilantro.
Yeah.
So it's about time. We'll see.
But if there's like absolutely, I'd say one ingredient that I think people, let's say that they might write off too easily. There's kind of two that I think just don't get a good reputation. And one is Worcestershire sauce, and another one is one we're using today, which is fish sauce. Because they both are kind of weird the way they smell, and they're kind of funky, but they add so much flavor to things. They have this like underlying umami and saltiness that is
Worcestershire
awesome.
sauce.
Key, I love it.
Wait, how do you really say it? Worcestershire?
I don't know, you're making me self-conscious.
Worcestershire? Next one. On
Let's
to the
do
next
it.
one. On to the next one. You go to the farmer's market, you see Brussels sprouts?
Yes.
Local eggs?
Yes.
Sweet potato?
Yes.
And homemade spicy Texas salsa. What are you gonna make?
Ooh, I think I'm gonna make a twist on a hash and do everything all
mixed together?
Yeah. Tons of salsa.
Perfect.
Yes. Although I love chilaquiles, so it's really hard for me to like walk away. If you gave me tortilla chips, I might need to do some weird twist on.
Well, you can go for
Brussels
like
chips.
corn.
How about Brussels chips?
Brussels chips.
Right. And
there we go.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
see, there, made it happen. New recipe in development. Now, when you're at home, you aren't home very often.
No, I'm not.
What would be like one of the go-to things that you like to make?
You know, I'm a huge fish person. I'm pretty flexitarian, so I don't eat a ton of meat. And so I do a lot of salmon when I can know the source. But really, like a comfort go-to is what we're making today. It's pad thai. I like the eggs, and I put the tofu and the shrimp, and then it's kind of like multiple proteins, and I don't know. And it's so easy to make at home. And you can control what's going in it, and there's not weird stuff like ketchup.
Exactly, and MSG.
MSG, ew.
Yeah.
Weird.
Exactly.
So let's make that today.
So what's going down is she's going to make her traditional pad thai, her comfort food pad thai. And then she's gonna give the kitchen to me, and I'm gonna make a raw and vegan pad thai. Totally not traditional, on like the opposite side.
Which is great.
Exactly. So it's gonna be very, very fun. Ladies first, of course.
Thank you. So I make pad thai as a regular weeknight recipe, and that's because it's really super simple to make. There's all the ingredients for the sauce in front of me, and this is the absolute key. If you don't use these, you don't have pad thai. So what I actually do is I have this hanging out in my fridge. I bring it all up to a boil, like I'll do right here, and then it can just sit there in a little container, and whenever you want to make pad thai, you already have half the work done for you. And then over here, super traditional ingredients for pad thai. So we have shrimp, tofu, egg, super traditional. Garlic, onion, and pepper for tons of good flavor. And then the actual pad thai noodles, the noodles that make it what it is. I've soaked these for about 8 minutes, and then they're nice and pliable, so you know, totally al dente like you'd want a good pasta. And then we're gonna finish it off with some chives, some bean sprouts, and some lime. And well, I would have put cilantro, except somebody's really anti-cilantro, so there's no cilantro on this one, but I do have peanuts. So we can get started. I'm just going to heat up teeny little saucepan and add in these ingredients. Okay, so the fish sauce came to a boil, and then it's as simple as that. You just turn off the heat, and then you need to try it, and you need to make it your own. My most important thing is when you're going to cook, make it your own. So if you want it saltier, sweeter, funkier, that's what you do. I'm gonna try it. Okay, I like that. It's like really has the sour note to it. And you have to think about the fact this is all gonna mellow out once we start cooking. So on to the actual pad thai part. The one thing I urge you to do if you're making pad thai, it's like a stir fry. So have everything ready beforehand, because if you don't, then, well, something's gonna overcook. It's just a matter of which ingredient it will be. Use a good pan like this one. Maybe even a little bit bigger, but what I do is I cook pad thai to order. And you wanna really, really heat this up. It's stir frying, right? You want that high, hot heat. And then you're gonna add in a neutral oil, like a peanut, grapeseed, canola, or some sesame oil. If you have a really good quality nonstick pan, you could use that here, because we're going to be scrambling eggs in here. And if you don't have a nonstick pan, you're gonna have to use a little bit more oil. I just have 2 eggs that I have, just beaten. Okay, and now we're ready to go. So we've got this, it's literally starting to smoke. That's when you want to start going. And then you can just add in all of the ingredients. And I'm just gonna use partial, not all the ingredients for all this stuff, because this is enough for about 3 to 4 servings. And if you're cooking and you realize you need a little bit more heat, then you use the traditional Asian wok trick. And what you do is you take the oil and you pour it down the side of the pan, and then by the time it gets to the bottom of the pan, it's all heated up and you're not adding cold oil. So this is looking good to go. We're gonna add in a couple of shrimp. You add as much shrimp as you want. I just do like 1 or 2 a serving. I chop them up if I'm serving for multiple people so everybody gets a good amount. But I'm feeling like all these shrimp are mine. And just cook these until they're pink on both sides, and then keep moving on because you've still got a few ingredients and they'll keep cooking through. Now you're going to add the egg. Take everything and move it to the side of the pan. Turn the heat down just a tad. Add in some of this egg. And then just kind of fold it into everything else. And then here I have baked tofu. So we just put this at 400 for about 20 minutes. It was coated in oil. Simple as that. You add as much of it as you want. It gives it a good crispy texture like you would get if you were frying it without having to fry it. And then to this, we can add in the actual noodles. Add in as much as you want, but I would say make sure you don't overcrowd the pan. You don't want so much that you can't continue to add all the ingredients. And then we're going to take a good amount of the sauce, pour it on top, and just mix it all together. And then add in about a handful of bean sprouts. And some chives, some garlic chives, something in that family. Some cilantro when Tanner's not looking. So at this point, you have your pad thai. Make sure it mixes, stir it up. And then you have to top it with really delicious toppings like some peanuts, because they're going to provide a little bit of saltiness, a little bit of sweetness, and really the crunch. If you don't have good texture when you're cooking something like this, I feel like you're kind of missing out. Just go ahead and add some roasted peanuts, maybe some more of the garlic chives or cilantro. And then you need that extra little punch of sourness, so you squeeze a little bit of lime over the top, or serve just one on the side like so, and there you have it. Pad thai, just a few minutes. You can totally make it your own. You could put pork, you could take none of those proteins, you can make it vegan, vegetarian, well not vegan, but you can make it vegetarian. And it's really one of my favorite things to make on a weeknight, and I can control what's going in it, which is one of the principles of the Core 180 Kitchen, knowing what's in your food and enjoying it and really making your life better by feeding yourself better. Tanner, your turn. Your turn, boy.
Okay, so now it's my turn and my take on pad thai. Now, this is completely on the opposite end of Aida's. Very untraditional, and it is gonna be vegan, raw, and gluten-free, soy-free. This is kind of intense, but we're gonna start with doing the sauce. It's very simple to do. All it is some almond butter. Start out with like 1/4 cup or so. Next is some chickpea miso. So to keep it soy-free, we're gonna go with the chickpea variety. This is my absolute favorite miso ever. It's South River, and they have all kinds of different flavors, so really any flavor is gonna go really well in this pad thai. Can we start doing air quote pad thai? Now a little bit of coconut milk. This is just full fat from the can coconut milk, and about 1/4 cup or so as well right into the blender. Originally I was gonna use some lime, but after watching Aida, I'm like, okay, we're going for the tamarind paste. So the last thing to go into this sauce is going to be the coconut aminos. Now this is basically your take on soy sauce. It has no soy in it, it's completely made from coconut, but it gives you that nice, like, rich umami flavor that you want from soy sauce. So a little bit of this goes right in there. Now it's time to blend. Okay, so once everything is nicely incorporated, we're just going to put this aside and assemble the rest of the ingredients for our pad thai. Now this sauce is also good for like dipping spring rolls, pretty much anything that your heart desires. Nice and creamy. Now on to the rest of the pad thai. So I'm using, in place of rice noodles, kelp noodles. They are found completely raw and packed in water. So you just want to rinse them off really easily and then cut them up a little bit with some scissors. And they have a nice little crisp crunch to them. They're perfect for the summer weather as it starts to get warmer. Now I have some beautiful carrots that I grated up from the farmer's market. Nice purple carrots on the outside, orange on the inside. Yummy, yummy. Then some purple cabbage, and the purple cabbage also gives it some really beautiful color, some extra crunch. Voila! Some red onion. And now I have 2 different types of sprouts. These are kale sprouts, little microgreens. Those are gonna go in packed with nutrition, very good for you. And then some pea sprouts also are gonna go in. The last things are gonna be some portobello mushrooms that are just cubed up nicely and then marinated in a bit of the coconut aminos. And just a little bit of lime juice also. That's something you can do ahead of time. It gives it a nice meaty texture. And then the last touch before we add the sauce is gonna be some hemp seeds. It's gonna pack this with protein. 2 tablespoons of these raw ones every day give you all the vitamins and minerals that your body needs for that day. So we're gonna throw 2 tablespoons of these hemp seeds in there. And now the last thing is gonna be some of our pad thai sauce. So now we're just gonna stir it around with these tongs, get everything to just get to know each other, marry each other just a little bit. This is something really great to make the day ahead. The more it sits, the more flavorful that it becomes. Alright, so here we have the final product, some kelp noodle pad thai. Vegan, raw, gluten-free, soy-free, healthy. It's very good for when the weather starts to get super hot, and down in Texas, seriously, I crave this on a daily basis in the summer. Now it's time to give a little bit to Aida. This is gonna be fun. Swapping around. We're finished making both of our dishes.
Yes.
Awesome.
Opposite
Fun time.
of the spectrum of pad thai.
Completely opposite.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna flip-flop.
Yeah. Here
And
you go.
see.
Traditional pad thai.
And
Raw.
then raw vegan pad thai.
I like that you've like kind of gone pan-Asian with this. It is the United Nations of pad thai.
There we go. Perfect. I love the texture.
Just super traditional.
Very traditional, but there's the crunch, there's the smooth, I really love the tofu, how it's been fried before, so we baked it in the oven.
Yeah.
Perfect touch.
Yeah, and you really just, the noodles to me are key, because I like keeping them almost a little too hard when you soak them, because then that way they can hang out in the pan, you don't have to worry about them, and they won't get too mushy on you. Mush is bad. We're not babies, we don't need to eat baby food.
Right, no mush.
Yeah, no mush.
So thank you.
I'm killing him. And now this will be
Down
my
the wrong pipe.
There is no more 10 out of 10. That was my goal.
Plug, obviously, at the end.
Thank you.
Aida's book. So you can find this everywhere. Go and get it, order it online. You're online right now, so there we go.
Click on over.
Exactly, we'll place the link below. But from korKitchen to your kitchen, Aida and I say, like, enjoy your pad thai.
Yeah,
There's all kinds of, like, everything from traditional to melting pot of everything of pad thai.
Yeah.
See you soon, bye-bye.
Bye.